Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rum and Cinema. Today we're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which you can now see in theaters. I'm trying to make Nate cough up his water. It might work. Nope, okay.
This is tequila.
No,
It's 3 in binary. He didn't even notice.
You can find us at youtube.com/@RumandCinema. Subscribe to keep up to date with all of our great content like this. And you can find us short form on TikTok at Rum and Cinema. Today I'm joined, as always, by Nate and Jake. Jake, how are you?
I'm doing great. I think we're going to have an interesting change of pace as we are going to talk about a Marvel movie, and we will have generally positive things to say.
I agree. Nate, rain on our parade. How are you?
Guardians fucking rocked.
Hell yeah, brother. Let's go. I just peaked my mic. Worth it.
Yeah, I love the new strategy. I just don't watch the ones that I know are going to suck. I appreciate you confirming that Quantumania is just totally worth skipping.
It's not good.
I was like, I should get around to it.
I'm also in the process of watching every Fast and the Furious movie every day, like one a day. I'm up to number 6. Not bad background noise, honestly. I
want to watch them.
It's fun.
Nando has, like, over the course of a few different podcasts, been like, they're good now.
Yeah.
Up until a certain point, like, they win you over with the ridiculous antics.
Honestly, like, pull a full safe, like 10-ton safe with 2 Dodge Chargers down the middle of a highway in Brazil. It's badass. That's the one I watched today. Fast 5. Would recommend.
I wonder if it's like, because I always say, the last Twilight movie was 2 parts, right?
Correct.
The second part of the last Twilight movie is really good.
Oh.
Is it worth watching the series? No.
Do I need to?
But I will stand by the last movie is just legitimately good. Now I was like, what a pleasant surprise. I just had to watch it to see how it ended.
The main beef I have is the naming conventions that they've used, because none of them make sense. Like, there's no order to it. Okay, let me read this off to you.
It
You ready?
sounds like a joke. Yeah.
Just wait. Number 1 is called The Fast and the Furious. Okay. Number 2 is called Too Fast, Too Furious. Okay. Then they did Tokyo Drift. I'm not counting that. It's a side story. Then they did Fast and Furious. That's the 3rd one, or 4th one. Then they did Fast 5, which is the 5th one, but the 4th Fast and the Furious movie with these core characters. Then they did Fast and Furious 6. Then they did Furious 7.
Drop the th.
Then they did Fate 8 colon Fate 8 colon The Fast and the Furious.
Okay, no. With the 8, I'm fully on board again.
Wait on. F9 The Fast Saga. And now it's Fast X, aka Fast 10. They picked every kind of naming you could.
I like it.
Horrifying.
I like it because at first I'm like, okay, they just don't know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. When you told me 8 colon, I'm like, okay, they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, they're in on the bit. They're in on the bit. One
be called Fast and the Fledden.
Well, it's a so number 10 is the last one, but they're doing it in 2 parts, maybe 3.
That's a bold claim that it's the last one.
One that one trilogy that we do know come to an end is Guardians of the Galaxy with Volume 3.
Wait, no, I have one more question. You said you've been watching a day, like, sequentially.
Every day. Yeah.
How much of a mind trip is it going from the first one, which is the only one I've seen, which I know is grounded, I remember that movie, to 5 at this point?
5's not bad.
Oh, it's not crazy?
It's just starting to get, like, a little crazy.
Okay, so we'll talk to you next time to see how the
I think the next one... I think the next one they go to space, if I remember right. Or they, like, fly a car off a plane that's taking off. Like, that's where it starts to trip over. But the second movie, none of the people except for the white guy are in it.
Yeah, because they were like, this is stupid. Why are we making a follow-up to this movie?
No Vin Diesel, no family, none of that.
That's amazing.
It's all about family, then they all dip.
Yeah, they're like, fuck this. That guy's a cop. Fuck this noise.
I do, like... I was thinking, like, I want to see him, and then in theaters recently, the trailer for the most recent one came up. and like I think I did an actual spit take when he like ramps off the bridge to like ram a crane ball or something, and then it bounces him back onto the road.
Yeah, it's called math, Nate.
Oh, that's incredible.
Jake, tell us why that works out.
Have you ever played pool? It's like that.
This guy, he'd never get it. He's a pool minnow. You know what I'm saying?
It's Nick's metaphor.
So yeah.
Bouncing around like a cue ball.
Fast Five, pretty good. Pretty good. So, right. Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. This movie I saw in theaters, so I didn't take very good notes, but we're going to plot it out as best as I could from memory. And we're going to answer some questions.
I'm willing to make to get you into the theater, Ben.
Yeah, it was actually, I liked it. I'm ready to go again. Like, Oppenheimer looks good in theaters. Others.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
Not Barbie.
See Nolan.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that movie, but it doesn't feel like
I'll watch it at home.
A theater-required movie.
Yeah, I saw Dungeons and Dragons, and I saw Ant-Man and the Lost Quantumania since we last recorded. And this movie. And Moneyball.
Let's talk about.
And a bunch of TV shows. It's a sports one. You wouldn't assume.
Busy.
Just don't do a lot. So we open up with Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's not the normal response to when someone's rattling off all the TV they've been watching. Wow, you've been busy.
Oh man.
As long as we're doing this podcast, this is background research.
This guy gets some sun. I'll tell you what. We're introduced in this movie to Rocket Raccoon's background. First off, it's just Rocket for the first half of the movie. First 2/3. That seemed to be a sticking point for Mr. Raccoon.
I couldn't remember. Is that something that he was adamant about in previous films? Does he only introduce himself as Rocket?
He gets testy when people call him a raccoon in other movies.
I always remember.
I'm not a raccoon.
Right, but you are. So
he doesn't know what a raccoon is, which is it's always been a weird detail to me. No, he's never been to Earth. He doesn't know what a raccoon is.
But he solved the evolutionary problem by looking at it, being like, your sneeze guard's too big, or whatever the fuck he said.
No.
But he doesn't know what a raccoon is?
Yeah, I think that comes across pretty clear. He's like a genius in technical stuff, and he doesn't know other things.
That's fine. Him not knowing what a raccoon is, especially with everyone calling him a raccoon, that has to come down to willful ignorance, right? Because he could have easily...
That's stubbornness at a certain point. He's like, I'm not looking it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have Googled what a raccoon was, whatever the space version of Google is.
There was a...
Probably Google.
There was a...
Not until Disney strikes a deal with them.
Ew.
They're going to be binging it.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
You just made me give up on space.
I puked a bit.
I mean, I do remember the scene in Sony Spider-Man when he bings something. And like his computer screen comes up and a giant Bing comes up on the screen.
Bing.
Everyone in the theater went, what the fuck is that?
It's definitely one of the biggest things that got called out.
They used to pay you to Bing things. Remember that? If you like Bing 20 things a day, you'd get like points.
Yeah, I remember. I still have a folder that I can fast open like
10 links.
Yeah, it's like 60 links or whatever, and then you had to like click buttons here. Yeah, I got enough. Yeah. I got Xbox. I didn't have to pay for
all day.
Yeah, I didn't pay for Xbox Live for the last 15 years. I'm pretty sure because I binged things. I got kicked out once. My account got deleted because they figured it out because I had 3 of them. So I was definitely dipping hard.
Nobody needs to search for the numbers 1 through 60 this much.
But boy, does he click that affiliate link. I tell you what. So Rocket Raccoon in this movie is the protagonist without being alive for half of it, but we get flashbacks, which fill a lot of the time, which is cool. So we get to learn about Rocket's background, how he came to be, his origin story, but it was done in a way that I felt was better than most comic book movie origin stories. It was kind of like background information rather than the story, you know? I like that a lot. That approach is nice.
Yeah, it's just fun little breaks.
I wouldn't call them fun. Hold on. It was animal torture. It was hostile for animals.
To the joke.
It's
let me step on it like my intro.
It was pretty clear when this movie started, opening scene, you're like, At some point, the tears are coming.
Oh
This
my
is gonna
God.
be this is gonna be the movie where your eyes aren't dry the entire time.
Florence and the Machine at the end of that movie. I lost it. It's a great choice. So we learn about Rocket's background, and then the Guardian's home is attacked by Adam Warlock. So now I didn't watch the Christmas special, so I only know who Cosmos was from the Marvel card game. So I knew who that was.
Wow.
I didn't know who
Fucking
Not Yondu
casual.
was. Yeah, I didn't know who Not Yondu
Whoa,
was.
Kraglin has been in all 3 Guardians movies. He was
Again.
in the first 2.
Just Not Yondu to this guy.
And for the record, I am still not sold on him. And it's not
No.
because he's bad. It's just because Yondu is so good.
And he's Sean Gunn. So like,
You like. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to watch the Christmas special. You don't have to know his name, but you could recognize him as fucked up teeth dude from the first 2 movies. Like, he was in both Guardians 1 and 2.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
not Yondu. He does all the Yondu stuff, but he's not Yondu. And I only know, again, Yondu's name I remember now because of the game, not because of the first 2 movies.
That's fair.
So
You don't remember him from when he says, "I may not be your father, but I sure am your daddy," or something
yeah,
like
no,
that.
I know that, but I don't know
God.
his
There
name.
you go,
You
Ed.
know
My
what I mean?
name's Yondu.
Yeah.
I'm
Every
just
quip
saying,
was a
after
point
that
in.
line, he's worthy of knowing.
I
So-
pretty much just recognize him as that actor who I can't remember his name right now. But
He's in The Walking
I fucking
Dead.
love.
Oh, The Walking Dead, you say?
Yeah. The 3 good seasons.
What an on the nose name for a show.
We're on line 2 of the plot.
Yeah. Adam Warlock shows up. And
Yeah,
says,
he
"I'm
shows up and-
obligatory."
Yeah, he breaks up the gang on the new homeland, which apparently is a rocket ship, or is it a planet? I didn't see the Christmas special, so I don't know.
Still clearly referenced in the first and second movies.
You're asking too much of me here.
You're
This is gonna come back to haunt you when we
you
do
need to
the
say,
game.
I don't give a
just
fuck, but
hold
like,
on.
complaining
Pause.
about the Christmas special part of it is just
Pause.
getting on my nerves. That's
Pause.
The only
I want everyone to mark this spot. All right, about 10 minutes into this podcast, Nate will live to hate those words in about an hour when he plays the game that I made.
I don't care what you're doing.
I do. The audience does.
I don't care if you don't remember the details. Because I feel like that's like one of the only criticisms people might level is that, you have to watch everything in Marvel now. You skip the Christmas special. If you skip the Christmas special, you missed the fact that Mantis is his half sister, and that's it.
Which they.
And-
So here's what I will say.
Clearly cut that out. Yeah.
Most things
Clearly.
most things I didn't know, I could pick up contextually really fast from them talking, which I couldn't do very well in Ant-Man and the Wasp because I didn't see the second one. So I give them more props for assuming you haven't seen the Christmas special.
Yeah. Which they
That's
should.
not-
They should
that's-
assume that.
Yeah, that is not a.
But-
well, they have the
but-
numbers. They know.
I thought, was Mantis, was that revealed from the Christmas special? I thought
Yeah.
it was
It
from
was.
2.
So did I.
Damn.
It was.
I just assumed it was, and I was like, oh, I knew that.
She appears in 2, and she's
Yeah.
like Ego's helper.
Yep.
But they
Yeah.
don't even. It doesn't even come up that she's his like daughter as well in the second movie.
It's about family.
It felt very tacked on in the Christmas special, honestly, and made
Oh
me
my God.
angrier that I watched it.
Speaking of family, Groot's line at the very end, after I heard someone say why we could understand what he said, I almost cried again.
That was a great almost.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
such a smart play, and it took me a while to figure it out, but I was like, oh my God. We're family. We understand him now.
Heartstring.
So Rocket Raccoon gets destroyed, but we can't use healing power on him because he has this like chip inside of him that'll blow him up because he's IP property, capitalism. So the whole story of this movie is going to be how do we save Rocket Raccoon? And on the subject of Rocket Raccoon, I'd like to bring up the question that started this podcast. Is Rocket Raccoon Bradley Cooper's most prolific role? Let me give you some background.
So excited.
We saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 in college. Went to it in theater. Us 3. Walked back to Nate and Jake's apartment. Hung out afterwards. Talking about the movie. Like we do. you know? And Jake said that Bradley Cooper's most prolific role is Rocket Raccoon. And I about left the building, I'm pretty sure. We talked about it.
It was heated.
We talked about it for at least 2 or 3 hours. And that was the moment that we all look back on now and are like, that's what started all of this. Rum and Cinema came from that moment. So, Jake, why is this Bradley Cooper's most prolific role?
For the record, I think there's a much stronger argument to be made now
100%,
with
yeah.
this trilogy being complete and the Hangover trilogy being what it is.
Mm-hmm. Garbage.
But I think it definitely stands. I think this film is going to solidify Rocket as probably like a fan favorite in Marvel movies, which is especially because like everybody knows Batman and Spider-Man even before the Marvel movies, but Rocket Raccoon was very unknown.
Sure.
Like I'm a nerd and I didn't know about the Guardians of the Galaxy until the movie was going to come out.
Same.
But I think that this is going to propel Rocket to, I mean, I wouldn't say household name, but I think for anyone who watches movies, which is quite a bit of people, I think Rocket is a household name.
I would like to return to my
probably
original.
everybody's favorite.
I'd like to return to my original argument that I don't disagree with what you're saying about Rocket Raccoon, but I don't think people are going to tie Brad Pitt to him or Bradley Cooper to him.
Look at how tenuous the connection is.
So, yeah. So, I don't think it matters if people think Bradley Cooper when they think Rocket.
Okay.
Because I remember bringing up the pen name argument.
Yeah, you did. And we Googled prolific's meaning and talked about that for about an hour, so we'll save you that moment. But
yeah. Long story short.
That's where it comes down to, is just the difference of opinion on whether it matters that people know it's Bradley Cooper.
Right. It really is the crux of the argument.
Day, couldn't tell you, not to this day. Like, if I didn't know it was Bradley Cooper from the voice, I wouldn't have guessed it was Bradley Cooper.
Nope.
That's actually true.
I'll tell you things that sway me, though, because it was very much me and Ben against Jake on this point. Two things that I feel like play slightly against us at this point is I look up Bradley Cooper's IMDb page, and the first 5 photos are of Rocket Raccoon. Sure. on Bradley Cooper's IMDb page.
Well, the photos are in order by date, so that's why.
Yeah, well. The other thing,
if you look at his known for, which we know is accurate, Star is Born, Silver Linings Playbook, American Sniper, American Hustle.
Yeah, I see a bunch of movies. I got 7 stars.
They also they're not crazy popular movies. I don't think. That was going to be my second thing. I like all of those movies, but they're not massive hits. I don't know how big A Star is Born was, but it didn't strike me as a cultural moment.
I mean, it won Emmys. It's a third incarnation of that movie. Lady Gaga helped out a lot with it. There was rumors of them dating during it. I think that helps a lot. I think one thing I find interesting is that if you look up trivia for this movie, it'll come up and be like, "Do you know Rocket Raccoon is played by Bradley Cooper?" That to me is enough to be
no.
What do you think Vin Diesel's most prolific role is? Is it this or is it the Fast series?
I mean, that's tougher because of the Fast and the Furious.
Right.
But if we were going, I agree. If we were going based purely on Jake's arguments, I think you'd have to say Groot.
Right.
Though there's a whole segment of the population that cares a lot more about Fast and the Furious movies than Marvel that we expect.
Most people. Yeah, I think most people. So Rocket Raccoon gets destroyed.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Bradley Cooper was in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, he played Marlon. I was going to bring it up.
I was going to joke, but I didn't recognize the character.
No idea who it is.
I didn't recognize him at all in that until I'm going through his IMDb.
Marlon.
Yeah.
Marleman.
He's the dwarf that the barbarian was in love with, and then she goes.
Yeah, no, I do remember. It's not.
That's Bradley Cooper.
It is Bradley Cooper.
Even seeing him.
Yeah.
I don't recognize him.
I don't remember him, and I saw that movie Sunday.
He's truly an ethereal actor.
That's kind of true.
I don't know if that's good.
Kind of just, blends in.
He's just there. He's a white guy. Plain white guy.
Sometimes you just need a white guy.
And you can't call Jesse Plemons because it's not a good enough role. So you got to call Bradley Cooper. So Guardians comes attacked by Adam Warlock. Yeah, he's
no. Yeah.
So we go to OrgCorp's headquarters, which is where they think that the passcode to override the chip inside of Rocket Raccoon's chest is.
Oh wait. We're gonna go through this. You gotta already call out Amazing Groot stuff. I think possibly my favorite part of this movie was all the Groot forms. And we got Spider Groot.
Yeah, that was sick.
Spider Groot.
Oh yeah,
that was awesome.
I love that.
Spider Groot was sick.
I will say I'm glad. So Baby Groot was funny.
Yeah, sold merch.
But
Teenage Groot was also just funny. Kind of annoying.
Teenage Groot was funny for a minute and a half.
It's like a real
Teenage
teenager.
Groot was funny for I am Groot, and that's it.
Yeah, and everybody goes, "Oh,
you sassy bitch."
James got his own record saying a lot of those were fucks. And other things.
I saw him talking about how he'd get his script, and on the left it would say "I am Groot," and on the right it would say the translation of what he's saying. So he's like, it's funny because he has like a full script that's on one side is just "I am Groot, I am Groot, I am Groot," but then so he was still able to know what he was trying to convey and put that meaning into it.
Have you heard his Vin Diesel's real voice?
No.
All right, I'll play it for you after the podcast. Everyone listening, go look up Vin Diesel's real voice, and you'll understand he's actually like a pretty good actor based on how his real voice sounds.
So they spits out all the gravel.
Yeah. So they go to OrgCorp headquarters, find the passcode to override. The High Evolutionary is the bad guy in this movie. He's the guy with the stretched face, and you find out why later, and it's hilarious. Why? It's a really good reveal and a good like show up and everything. And then Gamora is here. Scorned ex of Peter Quill, who now hates his ass. Which was that explained previously?
Yeah, that was explained in Endgame.
Okay, I thought so. There were some discussions in my household if that was true or not.
Yeah, people. Well, I mean, this is one of those things where it's like Marvel expects you to do your homework. Like I just said. You didn't have to watch the Christmas special, but you definitely had to have watched Endgame to understand this.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that James Gunn's kind of annoyed about it.
Uh-huh.
That like they killed off one of his characters in a movie that wasn't his. You can tell by the dialogue in this movie. But yeah, and there was confusion. There like people were confused about who she was, including Star-Lord in this movie, which makes sense in universe. He doesn't know what the fuck happened. But yeah, not Scorned X. His Gamora died for real, and this Gamora is a Gamora that happened that was time traveled in by second Thanos in Endgame, and never met the Guardians and has no idea who they are, and doesn't care about them at all.
Do you think that was
just
added on after a phone call from James Gunn when he got the script? He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? What am I gonna do with Gamora now?"
Yeah, and then they brought her back.
Kind of, in the most half-hearted way possible.
I did not hate the Gamora part of this movie at all.
No. I'm saying the way they brought her back seemed very forced and
It did
oh
seem
shit.
Weird. I was like, oh yeah, she's here again. But it is fun. It's kind of a fun setup. Again, it's hilarious how Star-Lord describes it and is annoyed with it. But it is a fun conflict to just have the same person but without a fun sci-fi concept.
Yeah, I do like that.
Where she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, and you're fucking annoying.
I hate your face, and your music sucks. She gets together with the Guardians and has a plan to get their passcode. They get into that they have to jump into this biosphere kind of thing. It's organic material, it's living material.
That was kind of cool. The concept of that, because this OrgCorp, they're creating life and trying to do all this. So it's cool. It was cool to me that their ship was, biological as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is why Guardians is amazing because it's actually good sci-fi. They're just this is fucking bonkers. Let's but in the Marvel universe, like in any space, like really big universe, there's fucking everything.
Yeah.
Like so far, we've jumped from sets from the head of a dead god to a grown planet.
Yeah, and I would like
It's made
to.
completely of biomaterial.
It's not fair to compare movies like this, but I'm going to because we have a podcast and that's our job. Quantumania did not do that well with the quantum realm at all, and Doctor Strange's multiverse movie did not do that well at all. We talked about that, how it lived in reality way more than it should have. This movie was so good at that.
Like this was the opportunity to do. Yeah, Multiverse of Madness is the ultimate betrayal. That was the opportunity to do absolutely anything you want.
Hold please. Iron Man 3, the bad guy.
In a different way.
Okay. You didn't feel
this
heartbroken.
was like we were promised a multiverse.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen Quantumania, but I heard it felt like a soundstage.
Yep.
Which
you know why?
I mean, it was during COVID. That's tough. But...
They had to take money from it to finish Wakanda Forever.
Oh.
So they shifted money over to that instead.
You know what? Worth it.
No. Wakanda Forever. What, to do the 3 more scenes of them just like Chadwick Boseman, R.I.P., which sad, but I don't need 20 minutes of that in my fucking movie. Like, good God. That was a third of the movie. What do we do with no Black Panther? I don't fucking know. That's why I'm here.
Cancel a movie, probably.
Yeah, they should have shifted money the other direction.
Yeah, no. It was a lose-lose. Like, I think they picked the right horse, but they might not have used it wisely. So they get the file that they need, and a passcode has been removed, and they find out that the thing that they need is in this head of one of the henchmen of the face guy.
Who, that actor, having a great time.
Chewie, or what? Which one?
No. The random, the guy who had the thing in his head.
The hard
he
drive.
Was
guy?
on
the minion of
Recorder
minion
Thief.
of the
Thiel.
Yeah, the recorder.
Nico
he was
Santos.
on Superstore.
Yep. Crazy Rich
Wasn't that
Asians.
him?
Yep. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Big list.
Wow.
He is. I've heard Superstore's really good.
It actually is really good. It's one of the better sitcoms I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
And you definitely get more out of it if you've worked in a
Yeah.
in a service and retail, etc. type job.
Yeah. So they land on this place called Counter Earth because that's where they find the hard drive is at, the guy and all the stuff. And they meet, and it's like a Zootopia in a different language, like the movie Zootopia. It's all like these furries running around, fucking living their lives.
Are they furries? If they're just that's how they are.
I don't know.
It's the default setting.
Hold on. Do furries in their culture wear human suits? And they call them skinnies?
They just think that's a shit name. I'm just desperately enjoying, like, this is the same as the Super Mario. Like, Ben's like, this movie's great. And as you're describing it, you sound like an annoyed dad. Like, you're auditioning for the part of annoyed dad.
This is what happens when he doesn't have his notes.
Yeah, honestly,
when
it is.
When he can't take his notes.
You sound like you're like, oh, there's fucking animals around. I don't know, man.
Usually it's when I think we're running long, and because we started recording this late, I'm like, all right, let's try to get everyone, out of here in a good time.
No one else has a time constraint but us.
Hell yeah. No, I mean us. We should get out of here. Yeah, like we should go to. Yeah.
I mean, I want to go to bed. I love your fate. Like, you seem pissed right now as you describe this movie.
It's because, usually we have I don't think there's a lot interesting to say about the plot.
There's not a lot.
The character
it's
development
a lot like
good.
Super Mario Brother. There's not a lot interesting to say about the plot. There's a lot of
it's
cool
just
moments.
the details, the interactions. When they do show up on Counter Earth, and they're was it Hedgehog family?
Sure.
Bats was my read.
Bats. That's yeah.
So, started COVID.
And when they're when they're talking with the bats
on retrospect.
Just the
one
the
bat's
little,
just coughing in the background. What the fuck?
the little details of how the Guardians always bicker with each other.
Yeah.
That's like peak Guardians for me, and it was done really well in this movie. And it was done really
Honestly-
well when they were in the house. I
Yes,
thought that was
Drax.
perfect.
What?
Honestly, Drax bickering goes a little overboard for me sometimes, and I think this scene I started to get annoyed. Like
By the last
Drax couch scene, the fourth fucking time.
Yeah, the rule's 3,
Yeah.
Puts his
buddy.
feet up.
The
I
rule's
was like,
3.
I'm done. This is
Yeah,
annoying.
I'm pissed too.
Drax
Put your
has
fucking
always
feet down.
been like right on the edge for me in terms of like you're going back to this well too many times.
I think that's well
The-
acted.
The only I feel like it's
have that family member.
at first they had like the rules for Drax. Oh, he takes everything literally.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But and then I feel like they just got away with that or got away from that, and they're like, okay, he's just like dumb and rebellious.
But don't you think he would have evolved a little bit too? Like maybe this is his character evolution. Like this is who
I
he's
mean, they
becoming.
literally have a scene in this movie where he defends the fact that he now understands metaphors.
Yeah.
It is,
But then
funny
describes
how
it as a
bad they
simile.
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's very they added on petulance to it, but like it does get annoying sometimes.
They needed one. You always need one. You know, the first movie
Yeah,
it was Peter
one-
Quill. The second movie it was Groot. Third movie it's Drax.
No, it's Drax in the second movie. Like he's
Oh, yeah,
always
it was.
he's just I don't know. He's just annoying. But he's like funny annoying. In like every scene it resets.
Yeah, they get back
He
to
had
it.
lots of good moments in this movie. But
Speaking
like,
of
the
Drax.
couch, it just sticks out to me as like that got annoying the third or fourth time he put his feet up.
Yeah. So Drax and Mantis are told to stay and watch the ship with Rocket and Gamora. And Nebula, Groot, and Quill are going to see the evolutionary at their big Emerald Palace or whatever it is. So Drax, being Drax, is like, I don't want to be here. Grabs Mantis, they bail, and then guess who shows up?
To be fair, he didn't bail until he heard. He didn't bail arbitrarily. He heard like it was when their ship I think was starting to. So he heard something and then he's like, "All right, sounds like they're in trouble."
Okay.
It wasn't arbitrary.
Okay. I don't
I
remember.
honestly don't remember it that way. I think
I don't remember.
him just wanting to be part of the action.
Yeah.
He didn't like getting left behind.
Could be.
That's what I remember.
They might have shown the liftoff like in between him leaving and not. That could be very true.
Him tricking mantises
Oh my god.
cracked me up.
Why didn't
That was
Mantis
good.
just go like,
That
"Blah."
part's
I know she doesn't do it to friends, but like you could just be like, turn around, you know?
You think she'd do it to Drax?
Yeah. Love me less.
Occasionally.
Oh, she did that one time. Spoiler.
Yeah. That was
Um,
fair though.
yeah, that was very nice of her.
That
It
was
was
to be
like
nice.
merciful.
Yeah.
So
We
guess who
did-
shows? Go ahead.
We jumped through like I possibly
Oh, yeah.
my favorite
Probably an
Mantis
hour.
moment in the Orgo Corp when they're trying to get past the security and she just makes the guy fall in love with
Yeah.
Drax, and he's like
That was
every
hilarious.
time. That's really funny.
What's your name?
Yeah.
Drax. Nice. I got off at
Just
6.
Such good moments.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, they tease because obviously everyone thought that someone was gonna die. I think
Oh my
A lot
god.
of people expected death. Drax, they teased the Drax death and they just didn't do it
Yes.
in Orgo Corp. In the
They
action
teased
scene.
everyone's death, and that's the thing I
They-
hate most about this movie.
I
Really?
didn't. I mean, I hated it in terms of I was like on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh, it's gonna, but I didn't. By the end of the movie, looking back, I don't hate it. It's just at the time it
I
made me anxious.
never bought it anytime.
I
Because
did.
I
That's
so
the thing.
marveled up.
I did too.
I did only with
That's
Star
the-
Lord. That's the only one I
You are
did.
Marvel, but it's you. This was like a meta thing because you heard that you knew. I mean, if you follow it, like the news, it's Dave Bautista's been very clear that Drax is done.
Yep.
I think Gamora's done. I think. I mean, Star Lord's done.
Will
I don't
return.
even know what's going on with that. Yeah,
Says will
It's
return.
confusing. I feel like it's
Yeah,
gonna be a
so-
different Star Lord, but like a different person being Star Wars.
Oh,
Star Lord.
Thanos 3 is gonna bop someone to our universe and be like, "Oh, I'm Star Lord now."
No, it'd be more of like a passing of the mantle.
Yeah,
kind of
that's what I
thing.
expect.
It's pronounced Mantis. You're
But
my
yeah,
brother now.
I of all of them, I thought Drax was a good candidate to die, and so I was like, "Damn, they killed him in Orgo Corp." I thought he was killed.
Couldn't
because I
Mantis?
knew he wasn't coming back, and he was like had a lot of scenes with Mantis.
Yeah,
so
that
far.
one I
They've been
did.
building up emotional stuff, and then he gets shot, and he like goes down for the first time we've ever seen him go down.
Yeah, I did buy that one too.
Nope.
And I think I was just like they never could do it, and I was like, you pussies.
Yeah,
do you think Mantis?
That would make me sad.
Do you think Mantis could do a little magic trick on somebody and make them think they're Star-Lord with all of, like, Star-Lord's backstory?
She could. I don't think she would.
Weird move, Mantis.
Hey, we need a new Star-Lord. No one's around. Boop, there you go.
God, another bit that I forgot to bring up was when they were first breaking in to the like big organic space station, and Star-Lord was trying to talk to Gamora, and
so
and
dumb.
he, oh my God, and then
so
he
fucking dumb.
like yeah the like why it didn't work was dumb because of the way they color coded it,
Yeah.
and then the whole argument afterwards about it was just ridiculous.
I liked it.
But oh my God.
Yeah,
It's very funny.
classic. Also, that does start when they jump off to go to OrgoCorp. For anyone watching, I love this for Ben's summary, and then we've jumped back like literally like 30 minutes.
I'm just slowly going further down as you guys keep talking. I'm just going to skip ahead
And Ben's
further.
like, I'm just gonna skip this.
Let you fill in,
Yep.
and then we'll catch up.
They jumped off at OrgoCorp. I think starts the joke of Mantis just like being uncoordinated the whole movie. I think she does 3 or 4 like head plants in this movie. But this is the first one they jump off the ship and everyone lands, and then she just like face plants.
And then she
Which
puts all
is
the
funny
spacesuits away.
because when she fights, she's graceful,
Yeah.
like a dancer almost,
Yep. Almost like a praying mantis.
Shit.
She
I-
definitely does.
Wait.
A,
Do you think that's why she
oh,
didn't
yeah,
want?
it's kung fu at some point.
Do you think she didn't want to hang out with Drax anymore because she knew if they fucked, she'd have to kill him? Do you think?
I don't think she could.
Kill him or fuck him?
Both.
Whoa.
Damn.
Drax has a hammer, dog.
Why do you think they call him the Destroyer?
So War Pig is a pig that's full of a bunch of artillery, and he gets sent
Played
off by
Judy Greer. Love it.
Judy Greer. Oh, yeah, it is. And then the High Evolutionary sends him off to go do some shit. He's like, go get me the raccoon. So Warlock and War Pig and Gamora are all trying to fight off each other for Rocket. Rocket gets knocked off the table and no longer on life support. Gamora shakes him and leaves while War Pig and Warlock are fighting. And then Warlock's like,
Can I
shit,
just say-
my mom. And then goes to try to save his mom, and he can't.
Oh, you sound like that was sad.
I mean, they wanted us to think so.
I don't even know if they did. Fuck that lady.
I'm not sold on Warlock.
Absolutely.
Being a good guy or being a good character?
I just don't like him. I don't like him.
I don't
I
know
like
anything
as like a person, and I don't know that I like his presence in the film.
Didn't make a lot of sense. I didn't think. It was kind of all over the
He's-
place.
And I don't know anything about Warlock. In
Sure.
in terms of the Marvel universe,
Real life, I do.
is he just like a golden kind of discount Superman?
That's a different universe, buddy.
Kinda. He's kind of people. The
He's
quick
a discount
summary is
Miss
he's basically
Marvel.
Golden Space Jesus,
Oh,
which is kind of what Superman is.
But is he supposed to be like a dumbass?
No,
He's a
that is
he's a
completely
baby.
made up for this movie.
he's a young boy.
I didn't hate that part. I one of my biggest issues with the movie was just the like forced inclusion of Adam Warlock, which
Yeah.
apparently the backstory was James Gunn was gonna use him in Guardians 2, and then just like early in like the script development, and then changed his mind and decided it didn't make sense to have him in it. So then he teased it at the end of 3. So then he was like, shit, I gotta like put him in here now because I teased him. I honestly wish they would have just like dropped it. Like no one would remember that golden cocoon.
He was
after credits
teased in
scene.
the Eternals also. Oh no, never mind.
No, that was a different character.
That was
It's very
Harry
confusing.
Styles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different guy.
God, I can't even remember honestly anything about the Eternals.
That's the only thing I remember about that movie is the end scene with
That's
Harry
crazy.
Harry Styles.
With Patton Oswalt. And another, like, space character that we have no idea about. I'd never heard of it before. But yeah, Adam Warlock was teased at the end of Guardians 2. He had no place in this movie, and he was just, like, just completely shoehorned in. Like, I wish they would have just forgotten about it.
Well,
I didn't
was
hate
it also
his portrayal? Like, I can't remember that actor. I like him, and I thought his, like, portrayal was reasonable. It just, like, distracted from the rest of the movie.
You know, I have more questions on Adam Warlock, but I think it's best saved when we're discussing the ending.
Oh, okay. So Groot and Quill destroy a bunch of people, and they shoot the shit out of them, like, because Groot brought a bunch of weapons in. They were going to meet up with Face Stretch guy, and Quill kept saying, "It's not a trap if it's a face off. Like, we both know it.
Yeah.
Face off." It's like, okay, tell yourself, bud.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was
a pretty funny little recurring thing.
And then Nebula and Drax and Mantis are there, and High Evolutionary starts blowing up the whole world. He's like needing to reset because he thinks like this world is shitty.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong. And then
It's just Earth.
Quill and Groot jump out of the building, and with the head guy with the passcode, and at the same time, and we see it but they don't, Nebula, Drax, and Mantis are on the ship trying to get in to save them, and they run into a bunch of little children in cages who we think are the next round of humans that the High Evolutionary tried to make.
Because we've been told.
Yeah. Yeah. So Warlock sees the world getting destroyed, can't save his mom. Quill and Groot get the passcode, and they're met by Gamora on the ship, and Gamora like does a funny entrance because she doesn't know how to drive the ship. Ooh. And then they try the passcode, and then we see a really sad moment with all the animals that he was friends with in his little prison rocket when he was being created. And he's like having this emotional moment, and he's like, "Should I go with you guys?" And the weasel's like, "Yeah." Or the otter, whatever the fuck it is.
The weasel.
Yule? What's her name? I don't know. Sky?
Lila Otter.
So Lila. There's another rock song called Lila. Isn't there?
I mean, it's as related as you could probably get.
Yeah. It's a wombat or something. So they're walking Rocket to the light, and Layla says, "No, it's not your time yet." And then woof, we're back, and Rocket's alive, and Quill is crying, and Gamora freaks out, and everybody's happy. Yeah, all right. And then they realize that everyone's on that ship still. So now we got to do the whole ending again. Yeah.
That's fair. This is very second ending.
Yeah.
Of 4.
Of 4. Yeah, we still got another 3 goddamn paragraphs.
Yeah, we saved Rocket.
Yep.
And we're still going.
Which also, for the record, even though it's a movie that largely explores Rocket's background, I think I would have been. I think it would have been disappointing had this happened at the end of the film. Because I think we also gained from seeing modern day Rocket in action, and also sort of finish out that storyline from his past.
I mean, just for the scene of him saving the baby raccoons.
Oh.
Yes.
But yes, no, I agree.
He knows Arc that shit.
Rocket.
Yeah. So what do you want to say about the backstory, Nate?
Oh, I was just commenting that we haven't talked about it at all.
I didn't remember where they
We
were.
haven't talked about Floor
It's Floor.
or Wheels.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go for it.
They're terrifying.
Yeah, they are. They're like the toys that Sid plays with in Toy Story.
Yes.
Yeah, that's absolutely what it evokes. How did James Gunn make me fall in love with a bunny with metal spider legs?
Yes.
Toy Story
Yeah, I
did the same
agree.
thing.
The cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. What was that one's name? Floor?
Floor.
Yeah.
I can't even remember why.
Because they were sitting on the floor.
Because they had, because they were clearly like iterations of the experiment, and Floor was definitely the first one.
Oh, boy.
And so she also wasn't that smart.
Nope.
And so they were going around giving each other names, and Lila and Rocket are clearly the most advanced. And
Yeah.
Lila takes a self-actualized name, and then the walrus is like, I have wheels, so I'll be called... Oh, wait. No, I think his name is Teeth.
Yeah,
He
it's
says,
Teeth.
Oh, yeah,
Teeth. He says, though we all have teeth, mine are the most prominent.
Yeah.
So I will be called Teeth. And then Floor says, I'll be Floor, because we're lying on the floor.
I'm trying to see
I
who did
love
those voices. Is there anybody we know? I
Probably.
don't know. Probably not.
No, honestly, probably like every one of those is a major actor that James Gunn was like, you want to play I feel like it's like fashionable to do that.
Lila is Linda Cardellini. Teefs is Asim Chowdhury.
Oh, he's the funny guy from
He was on
Taskmaster. Right?
Taskmaster.
Oh, yeah.
He's funny.
And Floor is Michaela Hoover.
Oh, Linda Cardellini is from Freaks and Geeks and Scooby Doo and Brokeback Mountain. She was in Avengers. Age of Ultron. Yeah. Who's Floor? Michaela Hoover. What's she in? Guardians. Love Hard. She's also Nova Prime's assistant. Yeah, they're using a lot of the same people. That's cool. War Pig was played by Judy Greer. Yeah, that's awesome.
That one I recognized the voice. That was fun.
Yeah. It was a heartbreaking background. I will give you that. Like, it took a lot out of me. And I didn't think it would with CGI raccoons. But, damn, that was a good story.
The other is, because at one point they were examining, like, Rocket's memories, and Nebula says, that's worse than what Thanos did to me. Which I don't know if that's true.
No. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But,
I feel like she's just being empathetic. That's unlikely. That was not torture.
Which really shows her growth, for the record.
True.
Nebula has changed
Nebula
so
just
much.
low key, like through
Is
the
Gamora.
background of these movies was like, I'm gonna be like fully grow as a character.
Mm-hmm.
And she still has that gruff, like,
Yeah, she's so
But-
grew up.
I heard a clip
She now uses
of
a safe word.
Gillian. Is her name Gillian?
Karen Gillan.
it's Karen Gillan.
Talking about like figuring out the character for Nebula and saying they still couldn't figure out the voice, and then James Gunn was like, think Marilyn Monroe crossed with what's his name? Western
Terminator?
actor.
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, I can hear it now. And it's Karen Gillan. There's no
Gillan.
extra I.
Gillan. That will be important in our
Also
game
wild
later.
to me because I know her from literally two things:
Doctor Who?
Guardians Nebula and Doctor Who's assistant.
Yep.
Never seen
And
it.
so they're just a wild dichotomy for me.
It took a while to recognize her in the first movie.
She's also in Jumanji. Those are really fun. With The Rock,
Is that
yeah.
any good?
Yeah, it's really good. Both of them.
You're
I feel like
you're
we've had
praising
this
it too
conversation
much.
before.
You're praising it too much. I don't believe you now.
Great. So the evolutionary starts freaking out because nothing's going his way.
Classic.
And the three are shown in some sort of Drax, Mantis, and who are they with? Nebula.
Nebula.
Get brought into jail by the space cops on the ship, and they end up with these like three big animals that look like terrifying. And Mantis does her little blah, blah, blah power and is like, oh, they're just like sad. They only eat batteries. Okay, so they ride them out, and as they do that, Gamora, Rocket, and Quill and Groot crash in and save the day. All right,
Nailed it.
fill it in, guys.
Did we talk about how no one could communicate with the children?
No, that's actually my next line on here. I love it. Do it.
Yeah, so when they crash in, they see these all the children, they're kind of this weird, eugenics propaganda poster child, literally. And but so these children are very intelligent. They're lauded by the high evolutionary for how they're the most advanced things he's created yet. But they speak this language, and isn't it Mantis who says like, wasn't it Mantis who speaks like a ton of languages?
I've never heard.
She's
She
like,
is a
I
universal
have,
translator.
She's like
Yeah.
C3PO.
and she's like, and I have no idea what they're speaking. So they're trying to mime and everything with them, and they can't do it. But then later, when they need to come up with this, they need the children to like get away because they know that the others are gonna come in and they're gonna essentially kind of crash into the ship, guns blazing. So they want the children to stay away from a certain part of the ship.
The starboard.
And,
Nice. Remember.
oh, nice. And they couldn't get it, and then Drax out of nowhere. First, he comforts them. He goes like full on dad mode, makes them laugh. He comforts the children, and then when they're all attentive and focused in on him, he just speaks in their language. And then I don't know. It's a good like completion of the Drax is dumb and can't do anything.
It's Drax comforting the children is a great moment for his character. You know, we know he was a dad at some point.
Yeah.
Like before the story. And then Drax knowing the language is possibly one of the stupidest details in a movie that I've seen in a long time.
Because I was even hoping afterwards that they'd kind of go into why he knows it. And that's all it would take is like if he would have just said, "Oh, that's the language of whatever."
Mm-hmm.
But then I would have been confused. Why is this the language that the artificial children created by the high evolutionary speak?
Yeah, I mean, the high evolutionary, like any good god's motivations, seem completely unknowable. He's just doing insane shit for no reason. Like, why did he recreate Earth?
He gave a reason for it.
He said he admired the music and art, and then he chose 1970s Earth to recreate. Like 1970s
I don't see a problem.
American suburbia. And before that, he made he just does random shit for no reason. He chose to speak with a British accent for some reason. It's completely unexplainable. Someone pointed out that we're not just like seeing, pretend like everyone speaks English of a movie, because he corrects Rocket Raccoon's accent. Because Rocket, for some reason, has this weird New York accent from birth.
Yeah.
And then the High Evolutionary speaks British English. And at some point during the movie, when he's educating Rocket, he corrects him on his pronunciation, which means those accents are real.
Mm-hmm.
Just things we don't talk about.
You're also talking about a universe where they built up their movie on an actor who immediately got in trouble, allegedly. And then they have no way to get out of it because now there's 10,000 of them at the post-credits scene of the last Ant-Man movie.
Who's that?
Kang.
Kang? I didn't hear about him getting in trouble.
Yeah, there's some abuse allegations. Allegedly. Yeah.
They could
I'm inclined to believe
They could pull an Ezra Miller and
just make the best movie of all
realize
time.
that nobody cares.
And then make the best movie of all time.
Christ.
Yeah. That's what every person who goes to that movie has to say, I think.
Wait, really?
Every reviewer that I know that has seen that movie that I follow is like, it's like Nolan-esque good. I know.
We'll see.
Was Ezra Miller in the room, allegedly, holding them there until they say that? Allegedly.
As soon as the movie ends, he walks into the room.
What everybody think, huh?
Hey, guys.
I've never heard Ezra Miller talk. Oh, I have. There's that cell phone video when they like push that person up against the wall. Drax, allegedly. Drax can speak to the kids. And they warn the kids to stay away because they're going to shoot a hole into the starboard. So Cosmo and Not Yondu come with literally their whole world to destroy the Evolutionary. Guns ablazing. Looks like a skull. At first I was like, that's a cool ship. And then they showed the inside. I was like, that's their whole fucking town. That's cool. So the Evolutionary releases the Hellspawn, which are like these crazy, vicious killer robots. And Ant-Man and Quantumania do the same thing with MODOK, and it's stupid. They get into the space fight. and he destroys his closest helpers and friends.
Okay, the space fight in that hallway. Are we there yet? Where the Guardians stormed that fight scene in the hallway?
Oh yeah, we've made it there.
Yep.
That is the coolest Marvel fight scene I have seen since I don't know when. Maybe
Agreed.
the first Avengers.
Agreed.
I was gonna say it's and done better. It evokes the like first Avengers like circle shot to me.
And it stayed
Yeah.
with the fighting. Like, it doesn't have all these
Yeah.
jump cuts. It's like
Yeah.
they flow with the fighting. You see each character do a couple moves. They whip pan to the next one. It's so well done. Yeah.
That might even be the best fight scene I have ever seen.
We're going to go watch The Raid, and we're going to redecide that idea. Okay.
I mean,
An hour and a half
This is
movie about a bunch of SWAT people going up to fight this dude in the top of this building, and it's sick. You gotta watch it. The Raid. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm certain that it is like what you get out of this when it's done well, out of like the sci-fi fantasy, is getting all the crazy powers.
I love that. No,
Yeah,
they
fun.
they each got to show off their kind of vibe during their fights, and that was awesome.
I forget how vicious Groot is.
Oh my god, yeah.
I know. I mean, yeah, we saw him in the first movie just stab through 5 guys, but this movie he just explodes them from the inside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he because it seems slow at first, like the little tendril and then they start sprouting from inside their body and then using them as a club.
Fucking hentai them, dude.
I
Yeah.
love that. Not passing up on that, Ben.
What's that?
Not missing that anti-comment. But no, I love that as is tradition, like this movie is tugging at your heartstrings for all the animal abuse and like clearly has a message that we're supposed to like care for all the animals, but they create one race that is ugly enough that we're like, yeah, Groot can explode those and it's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's save everyone except them, kill every last one of them.
Yes.
Yep.
It's awesome. So, Evolutionary shows up and starts beating Rocket Raccoon's ass. Oh, wait. First, Cosmo makes a little portal way with all of his brain power between the ship and the starboard hole. Her, sorry. Between the ship
People
and
got mad about this, so I want to be clear.
Oh, yeah. Ship and starboard hole. Boom. Sealed by her, Cosmo. And all the kids start coming over, and everybody's pumped, and then all the Guardians, and then Rocket gets stopped by the same room where he grew up, and he sees a cage full of little things he doesn't recognize.
I
No,
think he
raccoons.
recognizes
But
them.
I think he sees them
This was him
and
accepting it, I think.
And he's
That's
like,
the
what
moment.
are
Yeah.
those things? No, he's like, what are those?
Those look like me.
And, yep.
So
It's
then
not
Noah's
until he
Ark.
sees the inside of the door that he's like, oh, okay.
North America.
Everyone hasn't been lying to me.
I am from here. Hell yeah, brother. So then
Baby
all
animated raccoons are adorable.
Yeah, Rocket gets everyone to agree to bring all the animals onto this island now, so all the animals show up. Noah's Ark type shit. And then Rocket gets stopped by the High Evolutionary and beats the shit out of him. And then Rocket takes a shot at him, and he gets hit. And then, Chris Pratt shows up, and fucking everybody else shows up. Mantis, Drax, everybody. Blah, 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 and they kick the shit out of this guy. And then they take his face off, and it's all scratched up because that's what Rocket did when he escaped. And then Rocket kills him. Is that right?
No, he's like, I'm not going to kill you. And then he leaves him with an exploding ship.
So he kills him.
Batman style.
yeah.
I didn't do it.
Another nitpick is I liked the look of the High Evolutionary with his creepy face.
Yeah.
But of all the people in the multiverse, how could he not fix his fucking face?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's just
That
not a
seems
priority
strange
for
to
him.
me.
I mean, he
too.
did.
Yeah.
He did. It's on there.
He
Maybe he
could've
takes it off
regrown
at
a
night to
body
clean
and
it.
transferred his consciousness into it or something. Like,
Maybe it's like a mouth guard. You got to put it in its case.
Yeah,
overnight.
he could literally, if he doesn't even have to repair his
owns
body, which
Orgocorp.
he
He
absolutely
grew a
could.
planet.
Yeah, he could absolutely fix his own face, but he could also grow a whole new body and transfer into that. He could, is weird.
Just silly. Great character look, but weird in universe.
Yeah, that is weird. I mean, you wouldn't get that cool reveal if you didn't have that.
Enough excuse in universe.
His real face is comic.
He's like, I could regrow my face, but then it wouldn't be nearly as satisfying when I was defeated.
I think even though he leaves him on the ship, and so it's kind of a moot point anyways, I think Rocket choosing not to outright kill him is a notable choice.
Yeah,
I do like in the pitch meeting for this when he's like, he says no because I'm a freaking guardian of the galaxy. And he's like, oh, do the Guardians not kill people? He's like, oh no, they kill a lot of people. So many people.
So then Quill, on the way out, drops his Zune.
Oh,
and he needs to save his tunes. And Cosmo, as hard as she tries, after getting massaged by Mantis and thinking she's the best doggy in the whole world.
That was precious.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, and the whole joke between her and Not Yondu. Like, call me a good dog. Call me a good dog. I'm a good dog. Tell me I'm a good dog.
Literally, the first time that happened, I leaned over to Taylor and I said, I know they're going to overdo this joke and I don't give a shit.
That one they can get away with.
And I was right on both counts. I enjoyed it.
And then randomly playing poker later, like, just call me. And then even when they're playing poker, everybody groans, like, just get it over with and tell her.
Quill freezes in space, and we see him start to bloat and pop, and we think this is the time. And then Adam Warlock saves the day. Go ahead.
I don't know the science of a human body in the vacuum of space, but I have to imagine you're dead if you're at that point, or there's permanent, irreversible damage.
You know, so a few things going on here in my head. One, like, it is crazy. Like, no one really knows what happens when a body is thrown into space still. We still don't know because we're not just going to do it. We have better and better ideas, like, oh, it depressurizes, it should look like this, but no one really knows. But yeah, they really went for it here. Like, he's at least, like, we know that probably, like, the fluid is escaping and your skin's going to perforate and puff up, and they go for it, and then literally, like, a minute later, he's fine. He looks like Chris Pratt again on a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you know what, though? He is half...
human.
Half... what's the other half?
Ego. Yeah, celestial.
So maybe that's the only reason he's fine.
Half fine.
But he doesn't have, like, healing powers that we're aware of.
Well, they do have those.
He's
healing
about to die. He's exploding.
They have those healing packs, you know?
Oh, great. Yeah, just slap a healing pack.
Yeah, he should have done it on his
Every
face.
time someone gets, like, puffy eyes when they wake up in the morning, they slap a healing pack on.
Hey, from the couple scenes where they used them, they really sold those healing packs as miracle cures.
Yeah.
I'd buy them.
I mean, also, though, it's been pointed out, like, where's his fucking helmet? Part of it, like, the scene of him freezing is like a callback to the scene in the first Guardians where he's freezing because he goes out to save Gamora and gives him his helmet that will easily prevent this from happening. Where the fuck's his helmet?
And, well, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the helmet is like an integral part of the comic book character.
Oh, yeah.
But it seems it's been abandoned in the movie. Was it even in Guardians 2 at all?
I don't know. I don't know if he needed it or not. Like, he only needs his face.
They seem to have abandoned the helmet entirely just because then you'd be covering up Chris Pratt's face.
Yeah, the first one they weren't sure if they needed to or not.
But when he's dying.
Yeah, because realistically it should just be like a little...
Yeah.
Maybe it was too frozen.
There, yeah. He doesn't have to put it on. It's nanotech. It just wraps around... It forms itself around his face. Yeah, it's just weird.
That was such a cool concept, and he didn't make it, but it was such a cool concept too when he had to like shoot across space, and so he got like the puff of air and psh,
yeah,
that was cool.
That was cool.
So somebody asked James Gunn this on Twitter. why doesn't Quill have his helmet in Guardians 3? He responded, it's in his desk drawer in nowhere. He had to get out of there fast, as you know. And as for the next question people ask, the rockets that clip onto his boots are far inferior to the jetpacks Rocket has made them, so they are not around at all anymore. There you go.
Can wear both.
Well, that's stupid.
I don't think there's such a thing as redundancy in rocket propulsion technology. It just
Not when
literally
you're
is
working
more
in
rockets
space.
is better. Yeah.
So they're all safe now.
You're never going to be like, oh, I brought too many rockets.
Have you watched this episode of Barry?
Yeah, so someone pointed out, like, in the second movie, Yondu dies because they don't have enough of these like portable spacesuits that all of them had. They were one shy, and so Yondu died. Like,
Yeah.
It's like after that, they're like strapping those to every room in
They're not
nowhere.
They're not good at resource management in space.
That's fair. They are. He is, for all of his qualities, not great in terms of organizational skills.
No, but he's a good planner. So
Apparently not.
Quill is going to leave now because family. Rocket's the new captain of Guardians. Drax and Nebula are going to play Mayor. Groot is with Rocket. Cosmo, not Yondu, some kid, and Warlock and his pet are now the new Guardians. I wrote down the real names. So it's Rocket, Groot, Cosmo, Kraglin, Adam, Warlock. Phyla is the kid. Blurp is the pet. And Quill eats breakfast with his grandpa. Oh, game over. That's the movie.
So who is Phyla, Nate? Do you know anything about?
Only things I've seen after the fact. What was her name? She's gonna be.
Phyla.
She's kind of a mix of. Drax has a daughter, who's called like Moon something, and apparently Phyla means like the moon. And you know she's kind of like his daughter because she's one of the orphan kids.
Yeah.
So a mix of that and Quantum, which is who is like someone who has some of the Kree cosmic powers that that's the same powers that the Marvels have. Like a lot of people in the Marvel universe have Kree powers because of the Kree radiation stuff. And so Quantum is one of them, and it seems like she has the same powers as that person.
Wow.
So she's probably going to show up in the Marvels. Along with the other three Marvel people. Hey, I'm excited for the Marvels. Fuck you, Ben.
Okay.
I'm back on the Marvel train, and I have like every bit of the Marvel so far.
I'm about it. I'm about this timeline.
I give it one more movie, and then both of you are out.
Okay, what's
more non-Spider-Man movie.
Okay, Guardians. This film had to have bought the grace of at least several.
Spider-Man.
It certainly buys the grace if they announce another Guardians, like a Rocket-led Guardians movie. I'd watch it.
Nope.
No question.
James Gunn's no longer there. I'm out.
I'm worried, but I'm still in.
Checkmate.
I'm worried, but I'll still watch it.
It's like The Witcher now that they got rid of Cavill.
That's rougher to me.
But they brought in Liam Hemsworth.
I don't care. I'm not gonna watch it.
That's fair. Would you recommend people to watch this movie?
100%.
Go ahead.
The one thing that I can't stand you leaving out are the other Groot forms.
Okay, go for it.
So I'm just gonna go through them.
They were good.
So we had Spider Groot. Then we had Kaiju Groot, which they really said "Go Kaiju."
Oh yes! Oh my God! The call out for that too. Kaiju.
Then we had Many Arm Groot in the
with the guns.
Yeah. Then we had Winged Groot.
True.
Also fun, like when we were talking about whether the Guardians kill people, Quill just straight up murdered the recorder guy, like on purpose.
Yeah.
Like just fully murdered him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was pissed. He was clearly
Drowned
going
him.
off, but
yeah,
ran him into the ground, and apparently everyone is surprisingly durable because he was still alive.
Yeah, that was
like dragged for a mile on the ground. But yeah, we got Winged Groot.
Yep.
And then at the end, we got Giant Boulder Groot, which did either of you see it coming? Because I didn't.
No.
I didn't even notice Groot was missing because I was so engrossed in the scene. But then when the boulder starts moving, oh, that was fucking great.
That was awesome.
Giant Groot was amazing. Some people are calling King Groot because he had like the crown kind of form around his head. Not a particular character. He kind of had a giant crown.
Hell
but
yeah,
I want to. I don't even care if the next Guardian's not good. I want to see King Groot.
This is the problem.
I will watch. I don't care.
You say that now. I seriously give one more movie.
I'm sad that like the Disney Plus Groot show is dumb, like the Baby Groot show. But I just want to see more Groot.
You don't.
Groot and Rocket both are peak characters in any media.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a very satisfying conclusion. Us hearing Groot like say, it was a great way to end Groot's story, but I don't want it to be over.
Not now. Would you recommend this movie?
Obviously.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
That goes with any Guardians movie. I think Guardians 3 is the strongest of the trilogy. And I think that the weakest of the trilogy is still a great film.
I think it goes 1, 3, 2, and 2 is bad.
I think 2 isn't great. I wasn't pumped about 2. It's a toss up for me between 1 and 2. Because like 1 is such
1 and 3.
1 and 3, sorry, yeah. It's a toss up between 1 and 3. Guardians 1, like I didn't rewatch it for this, but I watched it within the last year or two. Like, it's such a tight movie. I really appreciate the Marvel in particular. Like, obviously I appreciate a movie, but like, when a Marvel movie can actually manage to be like a tight, like story that just goes from start to finish without feeling bloated, which is Guardians 1 did that amazingly.
And the music is so good.
Also, another shout out to Guardians 1.
It carries it.
Yeah.
I've never seen a film introduce that many brand new characters
seamlessly,
and then seamlessly put them in a cohesive team, and you don't feel like you're lacking in obviously you want more backstory for them, but it just hits the mark so perfectly on okay, you feel like you get a bit from each one, and then now they're a team, and it just works out perfectly. Because it's like the opposite of what was the DC
Suicide Squad,
their
the first one.
shot at the first shot at Suicide Squad, and it's because when trailers for that were dropping, you're like, oh, this is like DC's Guardians of the Galaxy, and then you watch it and
you saw the trailer where they did the title cards, and you're like, this is a great trailer, and then they did the same thing in the movie, and you're like, Jesus Christ.
And why do you think James Gunn's version worked out better? He did the exact same script, basically. Like, same, not script, but like same thoughtfulness in it, yeah.
Yeah,
what would you...
Just, in the first movie, I don't think they do any background on Quill, Rocket, or Groot. They just are in it.
Quill, you get a little bit, like...
Oh, yeah, the first scene.
A little bit, but that's about it. It's kind of like...
Yeah, but then, like, I love Rocket and Groot's introduction where they're just arguing and, like, bickering. There's no build-up to it. It's great.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and then 3 is totally different, obviously. It's way bigger. It's all payoff. It's a little... Feels a little more... It's a little closer to fan service-y. Just because they're concluding all these story arcs. But, like, they do it well. It's respectable.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't feel stupid watching it. Like, I wasn't like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
What would you drink with this movie?
I didn't come up with anything.
I knew. I didn't remember it until right now. We've done Long Island iced tea
do they
too
play,
many times.
Do you like pina coladas in this movie?
Probably pina colada.
In one of them? I feel like it's in one of them.
Pina colada's going in. I love it.
Pina colada?
Yeah, love it.
It seems like a good one, too, because...
Drink.
Yeah, cause I was just thinking that Star-Lord is the kind of guy who'd get, like, a nice, one, kind of a fruity drink.
Yeah.
Two, the classic, okay, drink this, kick back, chill out.
And Drax gets one, he's like,
oh,
what does this do? I like pina coladas. I do not like getting caught in the rain.
So you saved it right at the end.
That was
I was about to make fun of you, but that was good.
No, I pulled it out. Professional never stops. That was our review of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 Free Teeth.
Wait, hold on.
Go.
There was one more time with the new Guardians team.
Yeah.
Do you think it could work?
No.
Do you think it could work if James Gunn was doing it?
Yeah.
I don't think it has the strength of characters.
I don't think we thought that on the first one, and I think James Gunn did it.
Yeah. Well,
But I don't think anyone they're gonna pick is gonna be able to do it.
Well, yeah, like what they set up, I think they'd have to like change out some of the characters, because like Rocket and Groot, obviously great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down with Cosmo being in it.
Yep.
Kraglin is kind of a nothing.
Not Yondu.
The problem with Kraglin is he needs to quickly, and he like a little bit from 1 and 2, because in 1 and 2 he was just a doofus.
Yeah.
And then so he took up this mantle, kind of literally, and then in 3 he's still kind of a doofus, but he's trying to get on his feet and
He seems more world weary in the after credit scene.
But so, I just think he'd need a big transformation, to just be reliable, basically.
And then the kid's completely unknown. And then the thing that the least sold me on Adam Warlock was the post credit scene. I hated him in that. He's just like sitting on the rock, just like it was dumb. I don't know why I hated it so much, but it like. I was like, I don't want to see this character anymore.
Every time you say Kraglin, I think of In Bruges, because the song where Brendan is going like this with the coins on the tower, the song that's playing is called On Raglan Road, and it's such a great scene. I need to watch that movie again.
Yes, you did.
So that was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We're going to get set up and get ready for our game, which these two don't know what it is. Come back and enjoy it with us.
Look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be playing a little game called Jeopardy. Da, 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 da. That's the Price is Right.
It's only one of the most famous game show.
And I watch it every day.
I've ever.
Literally every day I watch it.
Think of all the fun you could have at Supermarket Sweep.
So, as you can see, we're going to be playing our own version of Jeopardy. Here are your categories. Do you hear what I hear? I will hum a song from a movie, and you tell me what movie it's from.
Yeah, it's purely dependent on Ben's humming abilities.
Movie before and after. Have you seen the before and after categories on Jeopardy before?
Is that one the word connects the end of the one and the beginning of the next?
Correct. So like Guardians of the Galaxy Quest would be answer, a response that is correct here. Director.
Oh, someone who both is a director and an actor.
You got it. God, you're smart.
Wait, I don't get it.
All right. New at the cinema. You'll notice new is in quotations, which means each correct response needs to include the word new, not necessarily the beginning. And Marvel, because I couldn't come up with a fifth one that's clever.
Marvel at your creativity in picking these questions.
You know what, Jake? Just for doing that, you get
marvelous movies.
This will run just like normal Jeopardy. If you can't wait, you can't buzz in until I finish reading the question. Then you may respond.
Normal Jeopardy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Absolutely interrupt the question.
You can buzz in.
No, you cannot. You have to wait until the question is read. 1,000. I will bet you $200 right now. Each of you.
Wait, no, hold on. I'm out because now I remember seeing an interview with Jeopardy people, and they say that actually it's a non-trivial thing to be good at buzzing in.
Because it's when it's finished.
Yeah, well, no, because there's a light behind. I don't know who does it anymore. I was going to say
Ken
Trebek.
Jennings and Mayim Bialik.
Oh, did Jennings get the perma gig?
Him and Mayim Bialik share it.
Okay. Well, so there's a light behind them that turns on when they're allowed to buzz in.
After the question's read.
Where's our light been?
When I'm done talking, idiot. You'll see the question when I'm done reading it. Then you can say your name to buzz in. Okay. If you say the other person's name, I'm calling on them.
Can we set someone else up for failure?
Sure. Okay. That's a smarmy idea. No, I don't like that. You can't set up for that. Okay.
Perfect.
The humming.
Can I just buzz in with an
Yeah, actually, that's sick.
It feels more natural
That's
for
sick,
me.
actually. The humming one, I'll just stop humming, and that's when you can buzz in.
What if
you take a rest?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll say end. How about that?
Trying to make this as awful as possible.
I think you should say fiend.
Let's go.
Oh, I like that.
Ooh.
For our audio listeners, I'm gonna do a little ending orchestra motion, like silence.
Can you also say that out loud so the audio listeners can play along?
I cannot. The audio listeners will know because I'll stop fucking saying it and you'll say something.
Wow, it's such a simple concept. I can't imagine there'd be any sort of follow-ups.
And there are 2 daily doubles. If you don't have any money at the time of the daily double, the max you can risk is 500. If you're negative, the max you can risk is your number. And if you're above, whatever above 0 you are.
Pew, 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 pew.
Wait. Are there 2 double Jeopardies or 1?
There are 2.
Okay.
Jake, you're going first. Where are we going?
We're gonna start with movie before and after for a Hyundai.
This movie launched a universe from a cave with some spare parts, while this movie destroyed a city to kill the main character's uncle. Three more seconds. Pep, pep, pep.
Ooh, that was nice.
Iron Man of Steel. Iron Man.
Oh.
Oh, you got me with Uncle.
Uh-huh.
Good.
All right. They don't go away, but the 100's off the board, Jake. I'll erase.
Production value going down.
Hey, it's,
You
can't
know,
do it.
part of me now wants to leapfrog to random questions just to
Well,
punish you.
Joke's on you. I'm putting X's everywhere, so you can do that if you want.
Let's just go to 200.
Movie before and after 200. This is the 10th movie in a franchise about family and horsepower. And this movie is about people and students learning to hone their powers.
Me.
Jake?
Fast X-Men.
Correct. Jake gets 200 points for that.
This is the first time in, I think, 3.5 years that I've been winning in a game.
And with that, you get to
From
pick
my
the board.
perspective, I buzzed in before you. And
That's too bad.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of bitching about who buzzed first.
If only
to
mine
bed.
was the one that
I agree, but I also feel like
I-
all of the bitching is going to come from you.
I heard it on mine first. Jake, where do you want to go?
Let's just jump to 300.
All right. This movie asks, what would you sacrifice to save the world? While this movie answers, where all our horror movie favorites come from. Three seconds. Bup.
Fuck.
Nope.
Wait, let me. All right, let me try
Okay.
just for the sake.
Sure.
Knock at the cabin in the woods.
Yep. Nailed it.
Oh.
That's too bad. Where do you want to go?
Yep. Let's do 4.
Daily double. You have
Pew,
200.
pew, pew, pew.
You can
I'll bet
up
I'll
to
do
500.
5.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll do 5. Yeah.
Oh. You didn't see that. Probably.
See what?
Yep, exactly.
God damn it.
This movie focuses on the multiverse with the help of some familiar faces and a doctor, while this movie makes kids think they can stop any intruder with the things around the house.
If it makes you feel better, I would have gotten this
gotten it.
You would have
regardless.
definitely got it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
What is Spider-Man No Way Home Alone?
Correct. I'll remember that for the next one. Sorry. 700 for Jake. 0
clean it
for
out.
Nate.
Just do the 500.
500. This movie is about a place where ships disappear, while this movie is a ship full of rich people we wish would disappear.
Me.
Jake?
What is Bermuda Triangle of Sadness?
Correct. All right, that category is done. Jake, where are we going next?
Let's do New at the Cinema for 100.
Hang on, let me put you have 1,200 right now. New at the Cinema for 100, did you say?
Yep.
Okay. This is the first movie of the series, but also the fourth. Jake?
What is Star Wars A New Hope?
Correct. Crushed it. Jake has 1,300, Nate has 0.
We'll go to 200.
200. This animated movie is all about a cocky leader who just wants to build a water park for his birthday. Three more seconds. Bup, bup, bup. What is the Emperor's New Groove?
Oh.
Still your board, Jake?
300.
300. Jake, you have 1,300. How much did you want to wager?
300.
300.
Coward.
This movie is the second in the series which asks, are you Team Edward or Team Jacob?
What is Twilight New Moon?
Correct.
What a coincidence.
Jake now has, how much did you wager?
Yes,
That was that was a true daily double.
No, you have 1,600. All right, you're still in control, Jake?
400.
400. This Daniel Day-Lewis and Leonardo DiCaprio movie focuses on the 5 boroughs in 1862. Three seconds. Bup, bup, bup. What is Gangs of New York? Martin Scorsese film. Jake, still in control.
Yep. Clean it up. 500.
500. This movie focuses on a director played by Philip Seymour Hoffman who struggles to create a life-sized New York City. Three seconds. Boop, boop, boop. What is Schenectady, New York? Saw it once. You have no idea how few movies have the word new in it. I made this category up and kind of pigeonholed myself into it ahead of time because I thought it was a funny thing.
I would honestly assume you'd have your choice of many.
I thought so too, but those are the most popular 5 that I could. Those are the ones I've heard of.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So there are 2 categories done: movie before and after, and new at the cinema. Jake, where do you want to go?
Let's knock out director for 100.
Director for 100. This actor gave us Blue Steel and had to direct himself on how to do it. Nate.
Okay.
Ben Stiller.
Nice job. Nate is on the board. 100. Only 1,500.
I'm so glad that you, because it took me half a second and then I came up with Ben Affleck. And I'm like, yeah, that's it.
All right, Nate, you're in control of the board.
Let's go to Do You Hear What I Hear for 400.
400. Oh, come on. These movies are known for their music, including this song for the villain. Which one is this? Hang on. Ah.
Me?
Nate?
No, not until the song's done, he said.
You're right.
I stopped.
No, that's completely...
I stopped.
No, I've been waiting. I was ready to
okay.
buzz in as soon as you said the villain.
Hang on, I'll go again. Ready?
Yeah, I would say I knew the answer. I'm pretty sure.
Boom, boom, ba-da-da-da.
What? Yeah,
I did the
guess.
thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Nate?
I'm gonna take it back. What are Star Wars?
Yeah.
These movies are known for their music.
I don't know. All right, Nate.
Give it up for John Williams.
That was the 400. You now have 500 points to 1,600. Where are you going?
Let's do You Hear What I Hear for 500.
Do You Hear What I Hear? 500. This biopic features this Academy Award-winning song. I'll go again. Boop, boop, boop. That was Lose Yourself from 8 Mile. You better lose yourself in the music the moment. Do you hear it now?
It's okay. Everyone thinks they're better at humming than they are. Cranium.
All right, what's up next, Nate?
Let's do Dear Actor for 400.
Dear Actor 400. This actor-director plays all kinds of characters, including the title character in this long-running list of movies about his portrayal of a grandma main character. Three seconds. Boop, boop, boop. That's Tyler Perry as Medea.
Oh! Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah. Nate, still in control.
That was 400, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dear Actor 500.
500. Who needs Rocky when you have this actor who plays the title character and director of the third movie?
Me.
Nate?
Who is Stallone?
Incorrect.
What?
Jake? Three more seconds.
I am not gonna think of his name, but he's so you can call time up.
I did.
It's the guy who played
Michael B. Jordan.
who played the Black Panther villain.
Now, Nate, I am going to give you the points because Rocky 3 was directed by Sylvester Stallone.
What the
So
fuck are you talking
that clue
about?
can 100% match. The idea with who needs Rocky is Rocky's not the main character, but he's actually in this movie, so it doesn't really make sense. So I'll give you the points for that.
Trash.
1,000 to 1,600.
It says the moops.
Nate, where are we going?
Marvel for 500.
Marvel 500. This Peter Parker is nicknamed Peter 3 in Spider-Man No Way Home. One in 3 chance. 3 seconds. Boop, boop, boop. Nobody wanted to guess. It was Andrew Garfield. Andrew
Not
Garfield.
worth it. I was pretty sure based on the way the movie went, but...
All right, Nate's still in control. Marvel for 400. Daily Double. There's a third one. Nate, you have 1,000. How much are you going to put on it?
1,000.
1,000. Betting it all. This firstborn child of Odin is in only one Marvel movie.
Who is Hela?
Correct. 2,000
Damn.
total for Nate now.
Bastard.
Well done. All right, Nate, where are we going next?
You thought you were going to win. Marvel for 300.
Marvel for 3. This element makes up not only Captain America's shield, but Bucky Barnes' arm.
Meat.
Nate?
You could really play fast and loose with this. Vibranium.
I heard it.
What is vibranium?
Correct, vibranium.
You could have said this element.
What?
Right?
Oh.
Literally.
Really? Is that obvious?
Yes.
I did-
If you would have said this element, we both would have guessed vibranium.
I just Googled Marvel trivia questions, and these 5 sounded good.
Marvel
All
200.
right, good to know. Marvel 200. This stone can be found in Vision's head before Thanos got to him.
Bebe.
Jake?
What is the reality stone?
Incorrect.
Incorrect.
Nate?
What is
If
the
you want to
Mind
buzz
Stone?
in. Okay, yeah, the Mind Stone. Correct. That
Marvel
Damn.
100.
200. Hang on. You have 2,500. Jake has 1,600. Marvel for 100. Name one of the characters who have lifted Thor's hammer in the movies not named Thor.
Bebe.
Jake?
Who is Captain America?
Correct. I didn't write the actual answers. Oh, there they are. Odin, Hela, Vision, and Captain America all have. Marvel's done. New at the Cinema is done. And Movie Before and After is done. Where are we going next? Jake, who now has 1,700.
Let's do director for the lowest value that's still available.
200. This actor's most prolific role may be a raccoon, but he directed himself in a movie alongside Lady Gaga as well.
Bye-bye.
Jake?
Who is Bradley Cooper?
That's correct. Director, 300. This karate master directed himself in Way of the Dragon.
Bye-bye.
Jake?
Fuck you, Nate. Who is Bruce Lee?
Correct.
I tried to do it early.
When you watch this back, Nate, you'll understand how far off you were.
I believe you. It's
Yeah.
just, what am I supposed to do?
I don't know. Be closer to me.
Director for 400.
Hang on. Score is 2,200 for Jake, 2,500 for Nate.
I
direct-
want this to all come down to humming.
It is, because there's only 3 questions
'cause
left,
there's
and they're
nothing
all
left.
in humming. Yep.
Oh, you took the 400 and 500 from...
Nate already did them.
All right.
Every category, baby. There's just enough for you to beat me.
Yep. Oh, there's
All
Final
right.
Jeopardy. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah. All right. 100.
This movie plays the tune for a villain. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
And
Nate?
yes. What is Jaws?
Correct.
As soon as Ben put his hands like this.
Ah.
I was trying to remember what it was.
Did you
Did
forget?
great.
Did you forget
That
one
is-
of the notes?
That is the one hummable song.
Duh. I couldn't remember I couldn't remember the second note. I went duh. All right. Nate,
200.
200. This movie features this when there is trouble to be taken care of.
Bump.
Jake.
What is Ghostbusters?
That was really close. It might have been Nate, but I'm giving it to Jake. Yeah, that's great. That was for 200, so you now have 2,400. One question left. In this movie, we think of a different place during this song.
Bump.
Nate,
Ooh. What is The Wizard of Oz?
correct. That was pretty good, wasn't it?
There's a land.
All right, scores going into final are 2,900 for Nate, 2,400 for Jake. I'm going to ask you each to text me your
Wager.
wager. Here is the
Man,
clue.
this is tense.
$1 billion movies. Our players will be making their wager now.
I almost texted to our group chat.
I did too, yeah.
We both do it at the same time. We're okay.
Yeah.
Somebody I know just saw The Flash, and they said the hype is real. And they're like a hater on a lot of bad movies. Okay. I have Nate's. I almost read it out loud. Jake, I have yours. Perfect. $1 billion movies. Here's your answer. Name 2 Na'vi characters from any Avatar movie. Go ahead and text me your responses. You have 1 minute. Da, 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 bing, bong. Nate is in first, so we'll go to his second. Jake, what did you write down?
I put Natiri and Stroke of inspiration, Jake Sully.
Both are correct. Nate, what did you write down?
Oh, do you want me to read?
Well, both of them give you the same amount of points. So I don't care.
Fuck and you.
Oh my god. I could only think of the one.
I know.
And because I was so panicked, and then I was pumped because I'm like, oh shit, Jake Sully was one.
Nate bet 300, so he lost 300. Jake only bet 100. So right now the score is 2,600 for Nate, 2,500 for Jake.
Oh
But
my
don't worry,
god.
There's a second final Jeopardy question.
I thought for sure you were gonna do $4.99, thinking that I'd bet zero.
No, I'm in your brain.
All right. So, Jake, you have 2,500. Nate, you have 2,600. And here is the go ahead and text me your numbers again.
First, right?
No, it's the same.
No,
$1 billion movies.
You see the category first.
Still
Yeah,
$1 billion
categories.
movies.
That's what I wanted.
Same one. $1 billion movies.
Oh.
Yep. Okay. All right. This is your question. Name 3 characters not named Bilbo from the Hobbit movies. You'll have another minute. Text me your responses. I thought Jake would be better at this one.
Well, he would if we went down to like the 12th or 13th character.
I need to make sure these are actually people real quick. Hang on. I trust you, but like I need to see.
There's no chance that either of us missed these.
Yeah, okay. You'll know each other, so you'll be able to actually check the others. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So Jake, you are 100 behind Nate right now. Jake, your answers were Oin, Gloin, and Gandalf.
Oh, I love it. We all.
All right, those are correct. And Nate went with Philly, Killy, and Legolas. Both correct.
Yeah,
What was that? And they gave up at the end.
a pair of name-matched dwarves. And then, who else? Oh, fuck it.
So Jake
here's the
bid
result.
$2, so he goes up to $2,502.
No, that was that like 2 times.
Uh huh. No, I meant TOO. Like do the same bid again. And Nate bid 1,000. So Nate won 3,600 to 2,502. Thank you all for trying out our first ever Rum and Cinema Jeopardy. Yeah.
I wonder if there's a website that could act as a buzzer.
It's absolutely
I'm sure.
a Jeopardy
Yeah.
website.
Yeah. There's probably a whole website where we can play the whole game without me having to do the math. That was the scariest part for me, honestly.
The math?
Right.
You did.
Not the humming.
No, that's just easy, Doug. It's up my alley.
Weirdly confident.
Yeah. I'm really good at
What was the answer to the one? There was only one.
8 Mile.
8 Mile. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made sense after.
You
you said
better
it.
lose yourself in the music, the moment.
It just brings back such like flashbacks of playing Cranium, drunk Cranium, and someone humming and
Yeah.
yelling.
Yeah.
Yelling,
And then,
yelling back.
and then they like all they do is just aggressively hum back.
Yeah, and everyone's like, no one can hear it but you.
So good. Let's go to recommendations, which we always do after the game. Go ahead and check our old library. Nate, what do you have to
You know I
recommend?
won't.
Listen to everyone.
You probably just have to listen to the second one. Whatever when we started doing recommendations. I think we did
didn't
probably.
always do recommendations.
I think we did used to do the game at the end because I thought that was the part that like people would stick around for.
I was so sure.
Yeah. Nate, what do you recommend to the people?
Started watching The Diplomat on
A diplomat.
Netflix. It's really good. Written by one of the writers of The West Wing.
Hey, Dan.
All you need to know.
Aaron Sorkin.
I'm
Or
sold.
the
No,
dad?
it's not. It's not Aaron Sorkin. It's a different writer.
Okay.
writer director who apparently did some of The West Wing, but
Oh, nice.
I don't remember. But it's got a similar feel in terms of like it feels like realistic, but you know it's not realistic, like political television.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels real, even though you know there's no way that's how it actually works.
Right.
And the characters are really entertaining. The first season just ended on a giant cliffhanger, which is kind of annoying. But other
Especially
than
if they don't get picked up.
yeah, fingers crossed, Netflix.
Don't fuck this up, brother.
This is why I don't watch any show unless it already has at least 4 seasons or concluded.
That's
right.
very fair.
Which Succession is about to be next week.
Oh shit.
Good. I'm on episode 7, I think.
Oh.
So I'm lining up.
Hell yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks for the recommendation, Nate. Jake, what do you have?
A music recommendation. Kesha's new album, Gag Order, deviates quite a bit from her past works of, brushing your teeth with a bottle of Jack. There's still a little bit of, the party side to it, but a lot of it's just kind of real deep hitting songs.
Damn.
So
Nice.
Definitely worth a listen. Not a long album either.
Cool. Love it. I'm going to recommend Silo. It's a TV show on Apple TV Plus.
I've seen a lot of commercials for it.
Fun. Really cool mystery. So basically these people live underground in this like 150-story silo that's all underground. And they have this like monitor of outside, and they think that whatever's outside is going to kill them. And the way you can leave, but you can never come back. And you have to like clean the window so people can like see out more. Well, there's a murder that happens, and then a couple other little things happen around it, and then the whole story is just like catching up to that point, and it's really well done. It's really fun and put together well. It's very like visually dark, so like watch it on a screen that's bright enough. But it's an incredible show. I really like it. It's a book too, so there's a book series you can read also. But yeah,
I thought it was a short story.
no, it is a series of novels, from what I understand. But it could have started as a short story and then turned into novels and then a show. But the Silo, I don't know if it's just that. It's on Apple TV Plus. Really good.
Nice.
It's on episode 4 or 5 right now. Yeah. And of course, Succession, Barry, Ted Lasso, all ending in the next 2 weeks. So yeah, get ready.
Gotta re-up that Apple Plus subscription for a month.
Thing right.
Check out
Catch
that
up.
and finish Ted Lasso.
Yep, that's right. All right. Thanks for joining us as always. Enjoy your rum. Enjoy your cinema. We'll see you next time.